Hey man, got any of that in the Crew 2?
Look, I'm dying here. I need the Crew 2 in my life. I need this game, and I know a lot of you guys do too, and you want some information on it just as much as I do. I want to get my hands on it. I want to play it. I want to just play it up a script. But first, you should probably check out G2A for cheap and reliable games. Link and cashback code in the description. If you didn't know, the Crew 2 and Far Cry 5 and an unannounced game all got delayed earlier in the year. Far Cry was supposed to release on the 27th of February, and it was moved over to the 27th of March, so it's a month delay. As you may know, the Crew was set to launch the 16th of March, which means it would have released pretty close to Far Cry, so they then decided to move it along. Although, honestly, it really is just as close as it normally. I don't know why they had to. Why did you have to move? The Crew 2 was moved into Ubisoft's fiscal year of 2018 to 2019, which means it will have a set window, which I'll talk about in a second, because there was also another game that was delayed that has not been announced yet. Ubisoft hasn't announced this game. They delayed an unannounced game, which is just, it's bloody teasing. Part of me thinks it could be either a new Watch Dogs game or a new Tom Clancy's game. Both of those fit the ball. It just makes sense to be one of those games. Personally, I'm hoping it's a Watch Dogs 3, but I don't know how, if we're even going to get another Watch Dogs game because of how Watch Dogs 2 really didn't perform as I would have expected it to. It was a bloody fantastic game, but that's honestly because we all know the first game, it was advertised on graphics, it came out, graphics were definitely not a strong point. But nevertheless, I think both of them are fantastic games, and I hope that Ubisoft continues with the series because I really want to see more. Why were these games delayed? Two possible reasons for this. Maybe both, maybe one or the other. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that in order of how likely it is to be that reason, I think Assassin's Creed doing so well is one of the reasons. If you didn't know, Assassin's Creed was really starting to kind of dwindle and go down a little bit. It took a little break and then it came back, and oh my lord, did it outperform expectations. People were not expecting it to be this bloody good. I remember so many people being really happy with the game and really enjoying it. Reason number two being that they expect Far Cry to do better than they initially expected it to do. Maybe people are really into this new feel of a Far Cry game. It's definitely different to what the past ones have been. I'm excited to try this one. I'm definitely going to make videos on it. Maybe it's a combination of both of those. Maybe the Far Cry pre-orders are insane and the sales of Assassin's Creed were amazing. Anyway, they didn't really need to make up much more money. So basically, they've moved the titles to a new financial year. More so, they've moved Far Cry to a little bit later, just so, you know, Assassin's Creed can roll in a bit more and then drop off. Then comes Far Cry, and then in the next financial year, we're gonna get the Crew. So what's the next financial year? Does that mean next year? No, it doesn't. It means this year still, I know. To be specific, it means anywhere between the 1st of April and the 30th of September this year, 2018, being the first half of the fiscal year. Now, I'm going to throw in my gamer views on a lot of this because let's face it, that's all the information, that's all the facts we have. But I have a theory that we're going to get it pretty soon. E3 is June, they need to re-hype up the game. E3 is the perfect place to do it. So I think we're not going to see it until after E3. It just makes sense. Red Dead comes out on October 26th. Everyone that is making games ever wants to avoid a Rockstar release. Nobody wants to release the same month of Rockstar, not even Call of Duty. So, October off limit. Why does that matter, you ask? Well, if you release right at the end, which is September, October, people are going to be like holding on to their money to buy Rockstar's latest game. I mean, it just, to me, it makes logical sense. Everybody likes to avoid Rockstar. Let's move it as far away as possible. Putting it the month just before might be a safe bet, but putting it even further back, it's an even safer bet. Ubisoft must have a bigger game this year as well, other than the Crew, and that can't be the end of year game. It just makes sense that they have something bigger. For example, they usually have an Assassin's Creed or they have a Watch Dogs. Could a Watch Dogs game be releasing this year and the other game is a new IP, something that we're going to kind of slightly hype up and we go, oh, start to ask questions, because there surely has to be something else this year. They can't just have this year Far Cry and the Crew. And I think there's a few other games like Anno and smaller games that don't necessarily aren't as big as those games, but there's surely got to be something else. Now, my final thought putting into the Crew's release date, giving us a more exact release date, is the big racing franchise. One of the other biggest racing franchises that comes out every year is Forza, and it's a Horizon game. Horizon does miles better than the motorsport game. Horizon releases this year. Everybody knows that it's coming out. Everybody that's it's just at the top of the Ivory Tower's list. They know for a fact that this is coming out, and Forza always comes out in September. It's pretty consistent between like mid and end of that month. And I don't see Ivory Tower taking that risk. I don't see Ubisoft taking that risk. Although, again, they are a multi-platform game and they would overall get more sales or whatever. It would still give a huge dent towards what could possibly be. So September is very possible. I think it's one of the more likely dates. But overall, I think that August is the most likely option. We're probably gonna see The Crew 2 in August. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm predicting. If I am right, you all owe me 50 bloody quid. You don't, but I mean, you can place some bets if you like. Place some bets, and you know, you thank Uncle Pants when you win. Nah, that's not how. Does anyone actually do bets based on like when a game is coming out or something? If so, sign me up, because I'm pretty good at this, apparently. I can't say that, because I don't really know that yet. But The Crew 2 being delayed for, I don't know, development reasons, yes, it possibly could have. But if they had that date set for so long and didn't adjust it until last minute, that surely can't be the only answer, right? Surely it has to be something else. And they thought, well, we could do with more time. Because in game development, you're always like, well, yeah, we could do with more time. I'm pretty sure anytime you get, you're like, yes, I'll take that time. I am so excited for The Crew 2 because there is so much to do. If you haven't seen any of my videos on The Crew 2 and you're new to this and just wanting to know about the release date, well, down below I'll link a load of videos showing you crazy gameplay, and there's so much that I want to speak about, but I can't. You already know. Anyway, be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video, which unfortunately isn't The Crew 2. So next time, guys. Peace.